Good morning, children. Let's continue with chapter number 9, Ratio and Proportion. Today we are discussing about proportion. If two ratios are equivalent, or we can say they are equal, then they are said to be in proportion. For example, 2:5 is same as 10:25. These are two ratios, and if we write it in simplest form, then 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. Again, result is 2:5. So these ratios, they are equivalent, and if they are equivalent, these ratios, they are in proportion. And the symbol which is used for proportion, either we have to use 4 dots or equals to sign. So here these two ratios are equivalent. So they are in proportion. So we are writing them like this. 2:5, proportion sign, 10:25. That means these two ratios, they are equal to each other. So in general, if four numbers, let A, B, C, D, these are the four numbers, and if they are in proportion, then we write them like this: A::B, proportion, C::D, where the two middle terms, they are called as means, and these two terms, they are called as extremes. So here when they are in proportion, then B multiplied by C is equals to A multiplied by D. That means product of means, that means middle terms, should be equal to product of extremes if numbers are in proportion. Now let's begin exercise 9.2, question number 4. Determine if the following are in proportion. First one, 9, 27, 24 and 72. Now first of all, these two terms which are in the middle, they are called as means, and these two terms, they are called as extremes. Now first let's find the product of means. So it is 27 multiplied by 24, result is 648. Now let's find the product of extremes. So 9 multiplied by 72, again result is 648. So here we can see that product of means is equal to product of extremes. So this means that yes, these numbers, they are in proportion. Coming to part B, 44, 121, 16 and 44. Now let's do this one by different method. Now how to do this? First let's find the ratio of these two numbers. So 44:121, or we can write it as 44 upon 121, and when we write it in simplest form, 11 4s are 11 11s are. So 4 by 11, or we can write it as 4:11. Similarly, next two terms, 16:44 or 16 upon 44, let's reduce it. 4 4s are 4 11s are. So result is 4 upon 11 or 4:11. So here we can see that both the ratios, they are equivalent, and if ratios are equivalent, then yes, we will say these numbers, they are in proportion. So these are two different methods. Question number 5, find product of means and extremes and then check whether the numbers, they are in proportion or not. So first one, here we have to find the product of means and product of extremes. So means, that means middle terms, 5 multiplied by 36, result is 180. Product of extremes, 3 multiplied by 60, result is 180. So product of means and product of extremes, both are equal. So yes, these numbers, they are in proportion. Similarly, part B, 33, ratio 22, proportion sign, 45, ratio 30. Let's find product of means. So 22 multiplied by 45, 990. Find the product of extremes. 33 multiplied by 30, 990. Now here we can see again that product of means and product of extremes, they are same. So yes, this is right that they are in proportion.